Hello dear students. I hope everybody is fine. Okay, let's continue continue our understanding of the lesson 2D. We have arrived at the fag end of the lesson. The important the important paragraph of the story or the lesson is the following paragraph. Okay, the paragraph is on the page number 10. The paragraph is this: the criminal, the wretch, rascal, shares his views, opines otherwise. Okay, now he says to the Minister of Justice, one of the important words which we discuss prior to our conclusion in the class last. Straight out means without hesitation or much hesitation. They told him that they didn't want to keep him and the prince would not mind. Okay, he kept himself mum, but he made himself prepared to share his opinion. The rascal, the murderer. Okay, he says to the Minister of Justice, "I dare say the prince would not mind," replied the man. The man now. Rascal or wretch, the criminal, murderer, now the man. He told the Minister of Justice that the prince would not mind. I know he would not mind my imprisonment. He would not mind my running away. I'm sorry, but I have nowhere to go. If you think I have somewhere to go, I have nowhere to go. Why has it happened? What can I do? I have nowhere to go. What can I do? You have ruined my character by your sentence, and people will turn your backs on me. Look at this. This is what has happened to the murderer. He says to the Minister of Justice, because of you, because of the treatment that he has received, because they have treated him badly. Okay, how have they treated him badly? They have sentenced him and they have ruined his character. By their sentence, they have destroyed his personality. That's why people have started ignoring him. This is where we come to know. We doubt whether the man has in fact murdered somebody or not. This is where the doubt comes. Whether he has been a real murderer or he has been a victim of the crime, we don't know. Maybe something or somewhere it might have gone wrong. Somebody might have not identified him properly. He might have been a good person. He was a good person, but he was and king did not talk to him. What they decided to imprison him, in fact to kill him because of the punishment. They in fact did not consider or reconsider whether the man really killed a person or not. They did not do. They did not, in fact, investigate. At once they, came to a conclusion, a decision, and it happened excitedly. You must know, everybody was excited because it happened for the first time. What happened for the first time? The murder was happened for the first time. Whether he was a real murderer or not, nobody, nobody tried to know. Am I right? That's why, it becomes clear here. You have ruined my character. You thought I was a murderer, and you imprisoned me. You decided to kill me. You imprisoned me later. And then, that's why people started turning their backs on me. Ignored, that means the idiom means ignored. Started ignoring me. Besides, in addition, what else? What's more? In addition, I have got out of the way of working. I was a hard working person. I was workaholic, but you put me inside. You put me in a prison. Now I am not familiar with what I have been doing, what I was doing otherwise. That's why I can't work anymore. You have treated me badly. What bad treatment was it? It might mean he has not committed the crime. Probably he has not committed the crime. He has been the victim of the crime. They did not find the real murderer, probably. We don't know. It's not fair. That's why what has happened to him was not fair. In the first place, once you sentenced me to death, you ought to have executed me. There are so many things that that they have gone wrong. In fact, what did you do? You decided to kill me. You decided to hang me, but you didn't do. You had to kill me when you decided, but you ought to means have to. You did not do it. That is one of the things. But you did not do it. That is one thing. I did not complain about that. Did I complain? I did not. And next, then you sentenced me to imprisonment for life. You changed your decision. You alter your decision. You want to, me to be in a prison for life. I did not complain again about it. I did not complain about it. He says, he did not complain about it. And then you sentenced me to imprisonment for life, put a guard to look after me, to bring my food. After time you took him over. You took him away. Again I had to fetch my own food myself. I did not complain. So these things happened to me. You wanted to kill me, you decided to kill me, but you did not do. And next, you decided to put me in a prison for life, and you appointed a guard to look after me and to fetch my food. But what happened later? You dismissed him, and I had to fetch my food myself. I did not complain. But now you actually want me to go away. I can't agree to that. But now you want me to go away from here. You want to get rid of me. I have nowhere to go. That's why I can't leave. I can't go anywhere. I don't want to leave this place. You may do as you like, but I won't go away. Look at the decision. What happened to the murderer? In fact, the man. Otherwise, it would have been, a rascal, wretch, or the murderer. The words would have been used, but he uses the man here. It's very important. This is where we get a clue whether he was a real murderer or not. The doubt comes. Okay, whatever. For the time being, it's not it's not our cup of tea. In fact, we may have to ponder over. We may have to think about the same, but the lesson doesn't give any explanation or justification about what happened to, or whether he was a real murderer or not. It's food for thought. May have to ponder over. May have to think about it. Okay, now let's stick to the paragraphs or the story. Okay, what was to be done? So, when he was not ready, when he has his own justification, when he didn't want to leave the place, what could be done? Once more, the council was summoned. Again, the council was, ordered to be present. What course, what course could they adopt? What way could they follow? ಏನು ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಇದೆ? ಯಾವ ದಾರಿಯನ್ನು ಅವ್ರು ಹುಡುಕ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಇದೆ? ಯಾವ ಪರಿಹಾರವನ್ನು ಅವ್ರು ಕೊಂಡುಕೊಳ್ಳಿಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಇದೆ? ದ ಮ್ಯಾನ್ ವುಡ್ ನಾಟ್ ಗೋ. ಅವ್ರು ಏನೇ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ಈ ಮನುಷ್ಯ ಹೋಗ್ತಾನಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, ಅಗೇನ್ ದ ವರ್ಡ್ ನೋಡಿ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ದ ಮ್ಯಾನ್ ಅಂತ ಇದೆ, ನೀವು ಇದನ್ನು ಗಮನಿಸಬೇಕು. ದ ಕ್ರಿಮಿನಲ್ ಅಂತ ಇದ್ದಿದ್ದು, ರಚ್ ಅಂತೆಲ್ಲ ಇದ್ದಿದ್ದು, ಈಗ ಏನಾಗಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಮ್ಯಾನ್ ಅಂತ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಏನೋ ಒಂದು ವಿಶೇಷತೆ, ಒಂದು ವಿಭಿನ್ನತೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾಣಬೇಕು ನಿಮಗೆ. ಖಂಡಿತವಾಗಿ ಅದು ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಅಂದ್ಕೊಳ್ತೇನೆ ನಾನು. ಸೊ ದೇ ರಿಫ್ಲೆಕ್ಟೆಡ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ಡ್. ಹೂ? ದ ಕೌನ್ಸಿಲ್ ರಿಫ್ಲೆಕ್ಟೆಡ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ considered, reflected and considered, reflected and considered. Look at these words. These have been, in fact, used repeatedly. Okay, the only way to get rid of him was to offer him a pension. They decided. So to get rid of him, okay, they thought of decided to give him a pension. Otherwise, it would be very difficult to get rid of him. It was impossible to get rid of him. That's why they decided to give him a pension. Look at what was offered to him. He was offered a pension. Why was he offered a pension? Okay, now there is nothing else for it, said they. We must get rid of him somehow. The sum fixed was 600 francs, and this was announced to the prisoner. Look at the reward. When he submitted himself, his views, they could not get rid of him. They could not find ways to get rid of him. The only way that came to their mind was this: to give him a pension to get rid of him. If he was to be imprisoned, it would be costly. If the death sentence was to be carried out, it would have been again not cheaper but costlier affair. It would have been. That's why they thought this would be the way with less expense. How much was it? The sum fixed was 600 francs, and they announced it to the prisoner. Look at the prisoner, the word prisoner. Murderer, rascal, wretch, the man and prisoner. Well, said he, I don't mind so long as you undertake it to pay it regularly. Look at this. When it was announced to the prisoner, he told them that he would not mind so long as they undertake to pay it regularly, on the condition that the pension is paid regularly. He was willing to go if it was paid regularly without fail. Okay, that's what the phrase, as long as you undertake to pay it regularly. The condition, on the condition, very important, may come in the examination as object question. So on the condition was what? The pension was to be paid regularly. The condition was to pay the pension regularly. On the condition he was ready to go. If it was, he was paid regularly, he would not mind going. If he was not, he would come back probably. So the matter was settled. This was how the matter was resolved. And after their decision, what happened to him? He received 1/3 of his annuity in advance. He wanted advance, something in advance. So the annuity, the payment, 1/3 of the payment was given in advance. That means to say 1/3 of his payment, 1/3 would be 4 months payment. How much would it be? It would be 2,400 francs. He received and left the king's dominions. Dominions means place, land, the kingdom. He left the king's kingdom, Monaco. It was only a quarter of an hour by rail. It was just 15 minutes by rail. What was the place where he lived? He emigrated. Emigrated means he left. He left the country, the king's dominions. Dominions means land, kingdom. Emigrated means left. Settled. He lived, settled just across the frontier. Frontier means the border. Just across, just it's 15 minutes. The kingdom itself is a border. The kingdom itself is a line between two countries, and just across it, from the other side of it, he lived. Who lived? This criminal lived. In fact, the prisoner lived just across the frontier. He left the country, and he lived just across the frontier. Frontier is equal to a line or a border between two countries. The two countries mentioned here are France and Italy. France and Italy. Now, where he bought a bit of land, look at this, a small land he bought, and what did he do? He started market gardening, cash crops. What did he do? He started market gardening. This type of business is started on a small scale. He started growing these fruits, cash crops. So, and now lives comfortably. He lives happily, comfortably, and he always goes at the proper time to draw his pension. Having received it, he goes back to gaming tables, takes 2 or 3 francs, sometimes wins, sometimes loses, and then returns home, back to where he lived, across the frontier, and lives peacefully, and well, very important, well. The criminal lives well. He lives well. What was his problem? Probably money was his problem. He didn't have enough money. Now he has a job, almost. He receives a pension every month. 1/3 of his annuity payment he received, almost maybe 2,400 if our calculation is a year. If it is not, a month's advance, 1/3 advance, 1/3 of a month's advance pension is pension. 600 francs. The sum fixed was 600 francs. This was announced to the king. Not nowhere has it been mentioned that it is for a year. Nowhere. Maybe for a month. Okay, whatever. Now, the conclusion. Okay, this is a hilarious story. The reading has been hilarious, am I right? There are two phases, two ways of dealing with a problem. Okay, that's what is focused here on. Now, it's a good thing. Look at the last comment that the writer makes. He did not commit his crime in a country where they do not grudge expense to cut men's head off. Look at the comment he makes. Is he in favor of killing the criminal, or he is not? The writer is not. That's what is to be pondered over. That's what is to be taken away. It's a good thing that he did not commit his crime in a country where they do not grudge expense, where they do not mind spending money to cut a man's head off or to keep him in prison for life. So, what he argues is, a crime is a crime, no doubt. If somebody commits murder, kills a person, no doubt he has gone wrong. It is against society, it is against humanity, no doubt. He has committed. He might have reasons. His reasons cannot be taken for granted. That's there, that's there. But murdering him for the murder that he has done, what he has done, is not a good thing, is not a good sign of a good country. That's what is the argument, I believe. That's what is he is here to discuss. Let's give him a chance. Anybody, it doesn't matter. According to Leo Tolstoy, the matter should be, tackled on humanitarian ground. It should be tackled. All matters, not just one. All affairs are to be, are to be investigated, are to be dealt on humanitarian ground. What is to be upheld is humanity. A chance is to be given. A chance to correct is to be given. Is what is after. It is what is a line of thought that he is here to share. Don't we give chances to all? It doesn't matter. Small or big, it doesn't matter. A chance is to be given. A correction chance is to be given. Okay, that's what is the writer is after. Okay, that's what he is here to share, I believe. No doubt murder is a big crime. No doubt. It does not mean he is to be killed for the sin. Am I right? Okay.